Hello all and welcome, and I am the Realist Philosopher, and this is the Realist Den, where we're 100% raw, 100% real, 100% of the friggin' time. So how y'all doing today? Hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. I know I'm doing pretty good. I came across this video, and I tell you, when I saw it, I knew I had to share it and my opinions of it with you, my viewers, because it was so friggin' funny. It's interesting to me the way women today wonder, number one, where have all the good men gone, and two, why am I still single at 35 or 40? It's mind-blowing to me, the lack of self-awareness, because, you know, it's readily apparent to me as a man and a realist, all right, that this is why you're single, this, that, and this. It's quite obvious to me, but she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. Anyway, this video is of another in a long line of clueless broads at the age of 35, and she's waxing nostalgically about her past relationships and wondering, why am I still single? I don't know why. Yeah, by the end of this video, you're gonna know why. Whoa, look at that bone. It's all busted up and shit. Jesus Christ. She's not, Woo! She's not very conscientious, is she? Look at this thing, man. Wow, nor is she very careful. Jeez Louise. Wow, house a mess. Look at that, shoes everywhere. Ah! Her hips ain't bad. Her thighs ain't rubbing together in the middle there. Although, generally speaking, women have wider hips, so, you know, they can have fatter thighs before you see the rubbing together of the thighs that, generally speaking, tells you that you're dealing with a chick who's a little overweight. But, she don't look bad. The hips ain't bad. Oh, she's not a bad-looking broad. Hair is all akimbo. It's all messed up, and, you know, that can be pretty sexy. She's not bad-looking for 35. I mean, granted, she's in the shadows, and, but, yeah, she's not bad.
This is me.
Oh, uh-oh. Already the voice. So automatically. Well, that sent some shivers up my spine. Did you hear the voice? Oh, God. Did you hear the timbre of that voice? I just get the feeling of nag coming through from that.
By now, I should have been at the wedding of my last single friend. But for some reason, I fell asleep. Obvious.
Okay, I gotta stop it. I'm sorry. So she goes to the wedding of her last single friend and falls asleep, right? Does that tell you something might be off with this chick's character? I mean, let's be honest. If you go to your friend's wedding and you fall asleep, what's wrong with you?
There's something I don't want to face. I'm not one of those girls who's always dreaming of white dresses and cute babies.
Apparently not! Because you're not married!
But in the last few years, I've seen all my friends get married.
Yeah, they're all hot-looking broads, too. They're all hot-looking broads! How about that? Did you see all the chicks in those pictures? All very attractive. Like attracts like. Hot-looking chicks don't generally have fat, ugly friends unless they're extremely low in self-esteem and they need some big fatty to make them feel better about themselves. Anyway, continue, please.
One by one.
Oh, there was a fatty. Okay. And she's a little chubby, too. I mean, she's been married a few years, I think.
They move in with their boyfriends, get married, and have children. But I'm only there as a witness.
Not bad looking.
Unlike my friends, I happen to live a gypsy life. As an assistant director, I travel from shoot to shoot. Action. For a few weeks, that film crew turns into a fleeting family. But when the film ends, so does that family.
See, this is very telling. Now, first off, this chick is moving all around all the time as part of her job. She's an assistant director or something, so as part of her job, she's constantly moving around. That's not too conducive to long-term relationships, right? That might be one reason you're single, honey. Oh my God! Look at that house, it's a disaster! Good Lord! What a mess! Who's this talking about women clean? Women are so good at cleaning! When? When's the last time a woman cleaned anything? A dish? Scraped off a plate? Threw away garbage? Look at this house! Jesus Christ, she's a pig! Music's pretty good! That's her one fat friend, yeah. Seems like all good-looking chicks have at least one fat friend, right?
Now, I'm the only single one left.
What is that? What is that? Is that how she boils water to make coffee? What the fuck is that? That's very strange. You hold a little tin cup thing over the gas stove? Good Lord. Grandma! Grandma has some grasp of reality. You're there with your head in the clouds, dreaming about a Mr. Right, a Mr. Perfect, which doesn't exist.
In your 20s, you're free to do whatever you want. Have boyfriends, lovers, one-night stands, work, study. Just like men.
No! That's why you're single. You're not a man. This is the horrible thing about feminism, and of course you just can hear from what she's saying she's a feminist. This idea that you can adopt the lifestyles of men. Really, when you get right down to it, feminist worship men, as much as they hate us, they really just want to take our place and become us because they idealize everything about men. This woman's a perfect example. I get to live my life just like a man. Bang! Countless men never be in a real relationship. It's wonderful! And yet here she is at 35 lamenting the fact she's single. Can't be that wonderful.
But female freedom has an expiration date. When you turn 30, a conservative curtain falls. At every social gathering, you're confronted with one silent question.
You settle down. The problem with this broad, on one hand, she wants to be like men, but on the other hand, she recognizes that there's differences between men and women when she acknowledges that women have an expiration date, right? Notice she didn't say both men and women have an expiration date. Oh, no. She acknowledged that women have an expiration date. Men do not. Well, they do. Their expiration date is an empty wallet, right? But for women, it's all about their looks. And she acknowledges that, but she wants to act like she can live her life as a man. The cognitive dissonance and the contradictions going on in her head.
After all, I was raised in a traditional way, and I followed the rules to the letter.
I don't get it. Well, obviously you didn't. Obviously you didn't follow them to the letter. You'd be married by now.
Time came to choose a boyfriend.
Buongiorno.
Notice he's pretty. Isn't he pretty? Looks like a soy boy. He's almost beautiful like a girl.
Siete su Natural Geographic.
I was looking for an intense, passionate love story. And I...
Oh, did you see that short hair? Did you see that super short hair? The feminist haircut? Oh, boy.
found many.
Did you hear what she said? She found many. She found many. Look at them. Look at them. They're all bad boys. They're all bad boys. And some of them ain't even that good looking. Look at this guy. Looks like he's missing teeth.
Each one of them was the love of my life.
Yeah, first of all, there's no such thing as a love at first sight. Okay, that's nonsense. So right there, she's a slave to her loins, okay, because all love at first sight is lust at first sight.
I never imagined they would all end up together in a box of tapes.
Holy sh... I got to go back. Whoa, that was a lot of panning. One second here. Let's look at that again.
I never imagined.
Whoa! Holy shit. Every one of those tapes is an ex-boyfriend? Look at that, 2005, 2005, 2004, 2003, 2003, 2004, 2003, 2003. Holy shit! Holy shit! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy shit, the box goes over so far to the left I can't count them all. Jesus Christ.
And they would all end up together in a box of tapes.
What is that, about 50? There's another box over to the left of that box that she's looking in. And these are just the guys that qualified as quote-unquote boyfriends. Oh, this woman has had a train of cock run through her, like the likes of which few men have ever seen before. So, yeah, this is just the guys she took seriously enough to tape and call boyfriends, right? This doesn't include one-night stands, your mini, bang and clang and leave them relationships where it's like a week or two of mad lust. Oh, my God. That was a lot of fucking tapes. Mom divorced after 33 years.
¿Qué va a pasar?
Me imagino que a lo mejor vas a ir madurando.
Her fate is predetermined. The moment that she took up feminism and thought that she could live her life like a man was the moment that she was destined to live her life alone. Look at this mother. This mother is as delusional as her. I guess at one point you'll grow up. Well, at one point she's 35, Mom. In fact, she's 40, 41 now. Actually, she's 41 now. Oh, God.
Y vas a valorar estar en pareja.
See, I don't think she will appreciate being in a relationship. I really don't. She hasn't appreciated it yet. So, that's going to change.
Y vas a hacer un esfuerzo, porque hay que hacer un esfuerzo.
I see, that's the thing. Women don't want to make an effort anymore, right? And they don't have to because there's no pair bonding. You see, part of what makes a woman want to stay with a man is the fact that there's an emotional bond. But if you've banged like 100 dudes over a 15, 20-year period, which she has, you're not going to have enough of an emotional bond to motivate you to want to make the effort to stay in a long-term relationship.
Para poder convivir con otra persona hay que hacer un gran esfuerzo, no es fácil.
Parte del ser humano es procrear, tener hijos, tratar de armar algo. Después, bueno, sí, creo que dura, dura. Ojalá que dure mucho tiempo. Pero si buscas la perfección, no vas a encontrarla nunca.
Right, now of course she didn't listen to her father. He just said the magic words, if you look for perfection, you won't find anything. And of course he's talking to her directly. She thinks he's making a general statement, but he is only partially. He's really talking to her, and clearly part of her problem is she's always looking for the perfect man. I already don't like her. I don't like how she brushes her teeth. The toothbrushing technique's not good.
For once, I decide to look for a good guy.
Ain't a little late, sweetheart? What are you looking for a good guy at 35? Oh, God. So she's essentially been riding the quote-unquote cock carousel for, what's going on 20 years. I doubt that she lost her virginity at, 18, right? She probably lost it at 15, 16. So for 20 years, she's been banging, clanging, looking for pretty bad boys, artistes, intense men. And now she's going to find a good guy. Yeah. Can she? Can she settle for a good guy? I don't think she can.
And
by the way, what makes you think a good guy would want you? See, this is a very interesting thing. This woman's ego knows no bounds. I mean, first of all, she's made a short little film about herself. Talk about a narcissist. That's number one. This kind of shameless self-promotion reeks of narcissism. So number one. Number two, what makes you think you're so great that you deserve a good man, right? No self-reflection at all. She hasn't stopped to think, maybe I haven't found a good man or gotten into a good relationship because I'm the problem. Oh, no, I don't need to be fixed.
it's Fernando. The perfect boyfriend.
See? The father called it, didn't he? She's looking for perfection, as are most women.
Especially for my family.
Abuela, él es de familia turca también, como vos.
Sí, sefaradí.
I finally become the nice Jewish girl everyone wants me to be. Throughout our relationship, we attend 18 weddings. But when the time comes to plan our own, I realize I'm not being true to myself.
She dumped him too. I love it. Meaning, I am commitment phobic. This is so interesting. Yeah, she's not being true to herself. Right. So when a woman does this, she's being independent, exploring her inner self and all this bullshit, right? But if a man does it, he's commitment phobic. He's afraid of commitment. So is she. Geez, I wonder if filming all these guys and making all these tapes, if that could be part of the problem. I mean, do you think people want to be filmed nonstop? I mean, if I'm waking up in the morning and some broad is filming me, that's a non-starter.
Cannot be that perfect bride.
Right, see, she looks at everything in terms of perfection, and if it's not perfect, well, then it's no good, right? Notice how she puts these qualifiers on perfect. I can't be the perfect bride. You don't have to be perfect, honey. God, but feminism is ruined her. I see wrinkles. Oh, boy. Laugh lines. 25% of me wants to get married. 27% wants to be free. 26% longs for a spiritual life. I don't know what that means. I guess she's Jewish. She longs to what? Go to temple. 22% wants children. These are very specific numbers. Where did she get these numbers? How do you come to a 22% number? Good Lord. Okay, so 25% of her wants to get married, but more of her wants to be free. See how she associates marriage with a lack of freedom, like a man would? Jesus.
I still don't know how to resolve this equation. But at least I learned a few things about myself.
That you're a narcissist, that you can't stop filming yourself, that you're fascinated by yourself. Did you learn any of that?
I don't want those intense, impossible relationships of my 20s.
Of course not. You're getting too... Yeah, actually, she probably would love to still continue having those if she could, but she's getting too old. She's getting too old. The men don't want you anymore. I love how women are like this. I don't want to continue that anymore. You would if you could, honey. You would if you could, right? But your expiration date is hit, so you can't anymore. So now it's a choice, right? I'm choosing to leave behind the cock carousel. Yeah. You keep telling yourself that, honey.
Nor do I want a perfect husband behind a white picket fence. And I definitely don't plan to spend my life alone.
You're 41 now, honey. You're 35 when you made this, and you're alone. What do you mean you don't plan? That's something I always find very interesting. Women love planning shit, right? They think everything that can be planned, they think it can be organized. Meanwhile, they're horrible at planning and organizing, right? They're poor when it comes to conscientiousness, when it comes to systemization. They couldn't plan anything. So I love how she thinks she can plan her life. Right? Like, I'm not planning to live my life alone forever. What do you think? There's some guy out there waiting for you to make up your mind, and then the moment you decide, okay, now I'm not going to be alone, that he's just going to pop up out of nowhere and say, here I am. You've decided you plan not to be alone, so here I am to be with you now. I've been holding off on getting married until this very moment just for you. All right, so I can accommodate your plan. Talk about the lack of understanding of how reality works. Hey, sweetheart, reality doesn't go by plan, okay? You can plan until the cows freaking come home. But when it comes to your planning that includes the decision-making of other people, let's see. Are they going to fall into line and do what you plan on them doing, especially when they're people you don't even know, haven't even met yet, and you're just, la-di-da. There's going to be a day in my near future where I'm going to plan. Oh, and no, by the way, notice how she prioritizes marriage. She sees it as losing her freedom. Could that be why you're not married? Because you see it as a negative, honey? Jesus Christ, I plan not to be alone forever. Reality doesn't care what you plan. You have to make actual positive efforts, honey. And not only that, but you have to be worthy of a good man. Are you a good woman? I bet she's never asked herself that question. God. What are those? What are those futons? What are those weird things? What are those things on the floor there? They look like big giant pillows. Do you sit on those? It looks like the house of a hippie. Yeah, she's a hippie, right? She lives a gypsy lifestyle. That's right. God.
Realized that everything I was looking for was much closer than I thought.
Here we go. Okay, I'm going to stop her right there, okay? I know where she's going with this, okay? I already have everything I need right here. Yeah, if that was the case, honey, you wouldn't be agonizing over this situation so much, okay?
Whether we
Look at her. She's got one of these Terrace Gardens that these old cat lady broads get so they have something to do with their time. I love it.
someone or alone,
What is she doing? She's picking slugs off of leaves. And snails and slugs off leaves and shit. Really? That's right there, happiness. Okay, honey.
those glimpses, when you love and accept yourself totally, the world around you changes. In the end, happiness is a choice.
To a certain extent, it is, honey. But from what I've seen, you aren't choosing to be happy, and you're so hung up on the fact that you're single, and this part of you wants to be married, and this part of you wants children. You've got all these different parts of you fighting against each other. If you really were happy where you are at now, you wouldn't be having all this inner conflict. So you're full of shit and just telling yourself what you want to hear.
Isn't it?
Yeah, little film thing. So let me know what you thought of Paula Shargorodsky. Hey, vey, I'm sure I butchered that name. And let her know what you think of her, too. This is her Twitter page. She's on Facebook, too. She's everywhere. Ah, yes. But she's still single. So I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.